The air crackled, not just with the energy of a cosmic threat looming over Earth, but with an almost palpable tension amongst Earth's mightiest heroes. The Avengers, battered but unbowed, faced an adversary of unimaginable power, one that tested their limits and seemed destined to overwhelm them. Hope was waning, strategies were failing, and then a shadow fell. Not the shadow of an enemy, but something far more unsettling for many of them. A familiar figure descended from the sky, a crimson cape billowing, a helmet casting an iconic, formidable silhouette. It was Erik Lehnsherr, the Master of Magnetism, Magneto. The very name sent shivers down the spines of mutants and humans alike, a symbol of unwavering, often ruthless conviction. Yet here he was, not as an aggressor against humanity, but as an unexpected, unasked for, and profoundly astonishing ally. He spoke no words of alliance, merely a declaration of intent. This threat, it imperils all life, even yours. And with that, the impossible began to unfold. For decades, Magneto had been the X-Men's most endearing nemesis, a powerful advocate for mutant-kind supremacy, often at humanity's expense. His philosophy was forged in the fires of persecution, believing that only through strength and decisive action could mutants secure their future, free from the oppression of a world that feared them. He saw humans as a threat, their systems as inherently flawed, and their existence as a potential impediment to mutant evolution. His story was one of complex motivations, deep-seated trauma, and an unwavering, if often misguided, dedication to his people. His methods were frequently extreme, painting him as a villain in the eyes of many, yet always with an underlying current of a survivor fighting for what he believed was right. But the Marvel Universe is a tapestry of evolving narratives, and even the most entrenched ideologies can shift when faced with existential threats. The specific crisis that brought Magneto into the fold of the Astonishing Avengers was one that transcended the human-mutant divide. It was a cosmic cataclysm, a force so primordial and destructive that it threatened the very fabric of existence on Earth, indiscriminately targeting all life, whether human, mutant, or otherwise. This was not a conflict about species superiority or the right to exist, but about survival itself. The Avengers, understandably, were wary. Captain America, ever the moral compass, found himself navigating an alliance that tested his principles to their core. Iron Man, pragmatic and suspicious, struggled to reconcile the villain of yesterday with the reluctant savior of today. Yet the sheer scale of the threat lit little room for old grievances. Magneto, in his own stark way, acknowledged this new reality. His decision to join the Astonishing Avengers wasn't born of a sudden conversion to human ideals, but from a strategic understanding that the obliteration of all life would also mean the end of mutant kind. It was an act of self-preservation, yes, but one that required him to fight alongside the very people he had often sought to dominate. Watching Magneto operate within the Avengers' ranks was a revelation. He didn't shed his formidable persona. His magnetic powers were wielded with the same devastating efficiency and control, but now they were directed in concert with his former foes. We saw him deflect energy blasts meant for the innocent, his force fields protecting entire city blocks, his manipulation of metal tearing apart the enemy's constructs with breathtaking precision. His strategic mind, often used to outwit the X-Men, was now applied to safeguarding the planet. There were moments of tense cooperation, terse exchanges, and perhaps even a grudging respect that began to blossom between him and the Avengers. He remained aloof, but his actions spoke volumes. He wasn't cracking jokes or exchanging pleasantries, but he was undeniably pulling his weight, and then some. This period was a profound chapter in Magneto's long and convoluted history. It highlighted his remarkable capacity for heroism, proving that his moral compass, while skewed from the conventional, possessed a North Star that pointed towards the preservation of life when faced with ultimate extinction. It wasn't a complete abandonment of his core beliefs. He didn't suddenly become a proponent of human-mutant integration. Rather, it was an expansion of his understanding of what it meant to protect his people. If the Earth itself ceased to exist, there would be no mutant future to safeguard. This unlikely alliance reinforced the deeply complex identity of Magneto. He remained a powerful mutant leader, fiercely devoted to his kind, yet he also demonstrated his capacity to be an occasional ally of humanity. His actions during this time were a powerful reminder that heroes and villains are not always rigid, unchangeable archetypes. They're often products of their experiences, their beliefs, and their circumstances, capable of surprising transformations when the stakes are high enough. The tale of Magneto, the Astonishing Avenger, serves as a compelling exploration of moral evolution and the blurred lines between good and evil. It reminds us that even those with the most entrenched convictions can find common ground in the face of a universal threat, revealing layers of character we might never have anticipated. It's a story not just about a powerful mutant, but about the very human capacity for change, for strategic alliance, and for finding heroism in the most unexpected places. What are your thoughts on Magneto's time with the Astonishing Avengers? Do you believe it was a genuine shift in his character, or merely a pragmatic alliance? Share your perspectives in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into Marvel's complex narratives, remember to follow for more stories that unpack the evolving moral codes of our favorite characters.